Welcome back, everybody. Toy Connections here, venturing now into the world of Transformers with a side-by-side comparison of the MP08 Masterpiece Grimlock compared with the Studio 86 Grimlock. Now, one thing people might say is, is it fair to compare a Masterpiece figure, which is considered higher end, it was a higher price point even back then, with a now mid-priced figure, mid-range price figure in terms of the Studio Grimlock? To me, that's not really necessarily what it's about. The first thing anyone's going to say is, of course, the Masterpiece figure is supposed to be and I'm using air quotations here, the better figure. But at the same time, you've got two relatively large-scale Grimlock figures. And if you're a Grimlock fan, you're going to want to see what one has to offer over the other, in terms of playability, aesthetic. I'm not going to do a full review. This is just really to show them side by side and see at a high level what both of them have to offer. So let's launch right into it. I personally got this MP08 Grimlock back in 2009 myself, and I know he's been released a few times since then. I know third-party companies have made different Grimlocks. Some of them are a little bit bigger, some of them have different accessories and whatnot. But for whatever reason, this figure still, in my mind, holds up to the modern standard. A lot of people still want it in their collection. He has that cool head swiveling gimmick when you move his tail around. What I really like, and what a lot of people really liked, was the sort of metallic chrome that you've got here, and the chrome in the arms as well, and the chrome in the teeth, which you're not going to get with the other Studio 86 figure. But having said that, like I said, this came out at a higher price point, so you do have higher expectations of it in general. Looking now at the studio version of Grimlock here, the first thing you're going to notice is the wheelie accessory here. And I call it an accessory more so than a figure because it has very limited articulation, no knee articulation here. So I'm going to put him aside for now. He does look good riding on Grimlock's back or riding on Grimlock's shoulder, but what I'm going to do right now is just pull the Grimlock forward here. So he's got more of a matted finish, and some people, they like the muted tone rather than something that blings out on the screen. Like you can see with the arms, they're gray, they're not silver. You don't have the chrome in the teeth, and that's just part of the what you get, part of the package when you get more of a mid-priced figure. I mean, I'm not going to say it's a cheap figure by any stretch of the imagination, but when you get more of a mid-range price figure, you're not going to get all that extra chrome finish and all that. But he does have some pretty good detailing in the back. The panels snap together well in this alt mode. It's not, what people call a parts former, where it just, it feels cheap because you take it apart and you put it back together for its alt mode. It transforms very naturally and whatnot. So ultimately, I have considered it a pretty good figure for its price point, and for the scale that you're getting as well. It's a pretty wow figure for its price range, especially when you put it next to other figures in either the Studio 86 line or the War for Cybertron line. So looking at them both here in the robot mode, what you'll see first off is that the Studio 86 figure does not come with the sword. It mostly just comes with the gun and the wheelie accessory. The MP08 Grimlock has the sword, it has the blaster, it has the headgear that comes in the episode that he created, the Technobots in 1986. It comes with some Energon goodies and the silver plate that he served it on one of the episodes when he was serving as comedy relief. So he's got an apron as well that folds out of here, and a bow tie that he uses in Dino mode, all kind of used for comic relief during that third season of the Transformers. So, but overall, when you look at the scale of it, the MP08 is a little bit taller, about an inch to the Studio 86 figure. So ultimately, the way it is the Studio 86 figure is meant to go with the War for Cybertron Optimus, regardless of whichever version you get. This in particular is the Earthrise version. You could get the Siege version, you could get the Netflix version, and the MP08 Grimlock in general scales with the MP10 Optimus Prime, or if you happen to have the MP44 version or another version of Optimus made by a third-party company, that would totally work as well. Overall, this is just how they go together, how it all flows together. If you're only going to get one Grimlock or the other, then this is one of those things you need to be concerned with. Where does he go on your shelf? Who does he get displayed with? right? And if you happen to be one of those who has the Fanstoys version of Slag, or Scoria as they call it, there are foot plates that you can put as part of the MP08. Now, some of you who've collected Transformers for years, you're going to know all this, but putting all of this into one frame certainly, at least in my mind, assists with, you know, the selection of figures. Like if you're a Fairweather fan and you only want to buy one or the other, this video is meant to help that. If you really, really like Grimlock and you collect both some form of modern Studio 86 / War for Cybertron and have a separate Masterpiece display like I do, you buy both versions and you buy the corresponding Optimus figures or Megatron figures or the cars that come with them, such as Jazz and Wheeljack, etc. So overall, that's just what they look like side by side in comparison. Hopefully, as we wrap things up here, this helps you guys in terms of, you know, your knowledge of it, seeing them together, what you're going to buy. Have you already bought them? You know, what do you like? What do you not like? In any case, hopefully I've helped you guys out here. All right, guys. Until next time, I'll see you again soon, hopefully, with some more toy content.